Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Hades 2, and this time round, I'm thinking we get serious. I know, yeah, we have the bonus bones from the axe, but I would like for us to really go for it this time, and I think if we take the blades, and then maybe go back to starting off with the silken sash, and then using some combination of the beautiful mirror and the barley sheaf to get boons from Aphrodite, namely her attack boon, and some kind of freeze boon from Demeter, we can have ourselves a lot of success in this run, because we were waiting to get these things so we can help get the boons we're really looking for on this next run. I think let's just get a little greedy. Let's cash in on a little bit of moon dust here.
Here are the bones.
With some of the bones that we've stockpiled. And that way, I think we can at least purchase one more Arcana upgrade. So that way, we're making sure we at least get one Arcana card improved before our next run. Because I kind of like how we can, with a little bit of investment, consistently make sure we're getting at least a little bit better with each run. I was kind of eyeing this Wayward Sun. Give ourselves a little bit more healing. We can afford the silver, and now we can afford the moon dust as well. And then we do have a moon dust shipment coming in fairly soon. It's either this or it's that for the max health, but it's a little less consistent in this case, or at least takes longer for that to activate. So I think we go with this.
So that's it.
And, okay, that is max rank. I was going to say, is it possible to go even higher than that? Apparently not. So 4 healing every room, and then if we're below 30% health, then it's even more than that. So I do like the sound of that. I think what we're looking for in this run is basically we try to hopefully get a little bit lucky with an Aphrodite boon or a Demeter boon early on, so we don't need to rely exclusively on these keepsakes to give us some of those things, but if not, then by the time we get to the second and third floor, we throw these on, and that gives us better access to the boons we're looking for, and then toward the end, we look to break out Lucky Tooth, or if we happen to get the boons we're looking for earlier, we can consider throwing on maybe the Transcendent Embryo, which did not work so well for us last time, but I'm hoping we might have a little bit more luck with it this go-round. So I think we're good to go. We'll voluntarily forego the extra bones. I think we can live with it for the time being. And let's go down now, and I think, you know, I was saying ideally we finish our first successful run before we go up, but maybe regardless of what happens here, we'll go up on the next one, or at least very soon.
This is my path.
So let's see what we get this time. It is a hammer, now for what it's worth. I think we've had a hammer first for the past several runs. I don't think that's coincidence. I think I heard once upon a time that Emir, the main dev for Supergiant Games, had mentioned that the game will actually try to give you some better boons, namely an early hammer if you have failed your past several runs, and that is, of course, the case we currently find ourselves in. Now, we are looking to build around the attack. Ideally, Aphrodite attack, just because it has a humongous damage boost. We did get Final Slice with the blades before, and it was really good, but I don't think this was one that we were able to combine with that Aphrodite boon. So if we had both those things, we're in great shape. Let's just see what the alternatives are, though. Dash Strike also fires your special 3 times at once in a fan pattern, giving us a little bit more of a mix of things. Or Charge Special fires each shot straight ahead, and your specials have extra range. I mean, that is also convenient, but I think this is just so clearly such a big deal for us. Okay, the other thing is, we have bonus damage, and it's pretty sizable bonus damage, something like 40% extra damage when we are not on full mana. And we've not necessarily made a point of activating that all that often in the past, but I mean, that's like a decent boon's worth of damage at that point. So I think it does make sense to be a little more aggressive, trying to make sure that we do have that going. So the goal here is basically damage through the hammer upgrade that we just picked up.
We got them, Homer.
Along with the Aphrodite, or not Aphrodite, Demeter, just to facilitate freezing enemies, make it easier for us to more safely get into that melee range. So I'll be honest, I feel like Selene has almost always been a a little underwhelming for us, except for maybe the few times where we've deliberately taken the passive damage bonus when we don't have our Hex ready to go. Is that worth taking over a Hestia boon? Because this is not one of the gods or goddesses that I was really planning on taking. And remember, there is a finite limit in terms of the number of gods or goddesses you can have in a given run. We might be able to override that, exceed that number if we throw on keepsakes for new gods or goddesses we don't yet have. But I'm kind of trying to not set a Hestia precedent right now. So even though I'm not a huge fan of Selene, I think we still take it here. Almost did it. Not right now. We will later, of course. That time I was just trying not to get hit. So I think one of the reasons why I put back on the Arachne's keepsake, the sash, was because, it was of course something we used a lot early on, and it allows us to be a lot more aggressive in the early floors, which was something we were kind of getting away from in the past, because we took some silly damage, and then suddenly we weren't able to take the types of boons we would have liked to have taken, or the rooms we would have liked to have taken, chaos including.
I call upon the moon and draw you down.
The Titan Kronos. He is time itself. Thus, by his nature, we can never be entirely prepared for him. He seeks the downfall of Olympus. But how exactly, we still do not know.
Okay.
Behold my light.
So, one of the issues that I've had with Selene, as of late, is that a lot of her boons do not work very well against bosses, which is when it feels like you would most like to have them available. Like the whole revive a slain foe thing. Yeah, I mean, at times, bosses will summon ads, but that's not always the case, and even when it is, it usually takes a little bit before that happens. And by then, who knows what the state of your Hex is, whether it's charged up or not. Hex makes you rise, up, then crash down, target area for 200 damage. Not a huge amount of damage. That does not require much before it's ready to go. Hex restores 15 health up to 3 times, which resets. I think we take this, in part because it takes a lot of magic, to be honest. And my intention is largely to build around us not having it active all that often. Okay, so I think we do take Aphrodite in large part to set the Aphrodite precedent. Now, we will not have increased Aphrodite rarity because we don't have her keepsake, or at least we can't guarantee we upgrade the rarity. So that is one potential downside. I think we will still go for it, but if we get a common rarity attack boon, we might just choose to be patient and not take it just yet and go on the assumption that we will have the chance to take it later. Nope. Oh. So it's silly damage like that we've taken in the past, and if that adds up enough, then obviously we can be hurt enough that we feel reluctant to go into Chaos Gates. We have the armor, and we have additional healing now as well.
The birdie told me something's happened to the Fates. They're not around to complicate our lives. No wonder my days have become so predictable. Though if Kronos truly is behind this, then perhaps we ought to be concerned.
Okay, so we're looking for the attack. There it is, it's 80%. Now that's why I am so keen on picking it up. On the other hand, if we get a higher rarity version of this, that could be significantly better to work from. However, we get this early, we get palms, that gives us more time to upgrade the rarity of it. So that's why it was kind of a risk we were taking when we took the Silken Sash on floor 1. We knew that if we did run into Aphrodite, we had the chance of not getting higher rarity. So do we deliberately wait and instead go for something like Passion Dash and either see if next time we get Aphrodite pre-keepsake, if she gives us a higher rarity version of this attack, and deliberately don't take attack until we get Aphrodite again? Or do we wait all the way until the next floor when we can put up her keepsake, and then we guarantee at the very least it's going to be rare? I guess we'll still take it. Okay, I was going to say, in part because if that is a palm, then we'll feel better about it. Then I was half expecting to get the Yarn of Ariadne, which would have guaranteed increased rarity on our next boons if we happen to find Aphrodite next, but of course that wasn't guaranteed anyway. Okay, so I think we are just pressing on here. I don't think we need any of those things for the mini shop.
Still think you can beat
Oh.
me?
She's back.
Fates must be smiling on you, as I'm about to do all the work.
Alright, we do have decent damage this time, of course.
Then let's go.
Like, a lot better damage. Nope. Oh.
Bad idea.
Okay, these guys now are much tankier. Excuse, she can stun us? That's rude. Kind of deliberately trying to not hit the little guys, because, or rather, not hit the armored guys. Do hit the little guys, because it's much easier to just rack up kills. So there you see, when we have damage, it's turns out it's a lot easier to beat her. And I think I did just see we got a bonus 100 coins, so there is a reward for defeating her. It was quick enough, subtle enough that it was not obvious on our previous attempts, and when we did beat her.
You must have thought you would have taken Kronos down by now. Have you even seen him? Gotten anywhere near my father's house?
Keep hitting snags along the way.
Is that so?
Tartarus have changed a lot, especially once you get to the fields.
Hasn't stopped us.
I have a sense for where we need to go. I'd suggest we proceed together, had Headmistress not strictly forbidden it.
Not happening, no matter what she says. Doing this alone. Better odds that way anyway.
Not sure why you think those are better odds, but okay. That just kind of seems stupid. Alright, so... No! I was about to say that was probably our preference, especially after having just picked up additional coins. It is a mini-boss, so higher rarity, although... Not really sure... I mean, Aphrodite for the attack, which we've already seen, makes a big difference. Demeter to get the freeze, make it easier to spam the attack. Outside of that, I was thinking maybe Hephaestus for the extra burst of damage. Maybe Zeus is honestly kind of similar. I kind of need to... let's see which one it is.
I'm back.
It's you. Kind of need to, shake the thought that Zeus is about quick damage and hitting multiple enemies, because that is not really what Zeus is. That's what he did do in Hades 1, but he's very different in Hades 2. Okay, now we should just be able to stun lock you. Easy peasy once we can do that.
Cerberus has captured the three fates. Preposterous. A useless provocation. They answer to no god or titan. All it means is that what comes to pass shall not be their decision anymore. We ought to see it as an opportunity.
Okay. Alright, charge cast. Sprint causes nearby foes to be struck by lightning bolts, which use magic, which does help us get our hex up. After you take damage, foes struck by lightning, and again, 50% of the time. Honestly, might take this. We were thinking about a sprint, but we did not take it, did we? So we don't have one yet. It is some damage. Let's do this. Okay, that's... Oh, hold on. Extra coinage. She actually said coinage? I'm amazed. No, don't do that, please. Don't do that, please. Here you see, like, we can practically one-shot unarmored enemies. At least very close to it.
Last one.
Almost certainly can with our last sequence of the combo. Getting a lot of these more passive things, though. Lots of ashes and psyche, and although that is useful long-term, I'm very much planning for this run specifically. Trying to have this be... Oh.
Respite awaits.
Okay, we don't really need it, but, sure. I guess, honestly, would probably prefer to just have additional coins from fighting enemies here, but sure.
Known Heck a while, and don't envy either one of you. She couldn't just send you off to deal with Gramps before you were ready. You must have hated having to wait. I know I do.
Okay, what do we have here? Sprint is 15% faster, gives you a barrier that ignores one instance of damage, not bad. Attacks 15% faster, almost certainly what we're doing. When you're struck, you may dodge any damage, also pretty solid against bosses in particular, I would think, but we have to take this. We are trying to build around, oh, hello, the attack damage, and that is pretty sweet. More of the resources. I want stuff that directly helps us in this run. Okay, hold on. Don't want to really take damage there if we don't have to. Yeah, so now that our attack is faster, should be easier to get that combo off, and obviously just get our damage per second better. Go through the... Oh, that was close. Through the terrain. Okay. So on this occasion, I think we definitely take the palm, because we have, what, 3 upgradable boons, so we'll make a point of having it be the attack boon. This is why we wanted to do, even if it was lower rarity, lock in that we had Aphrodite this early, so that we could guarantee we'd get the palm to apply to the skill we wanted. As for whether that actually proves to be better than a rare boon for Aphrodite, I don't know how the math works out there. I'm not sure. But we're definitely... Oh, we only have 2 that are upgradable. Oh, I guess the Hermes boon is not upgradable. But there you see, like, it already goes up by 25% increased damage, so that's pretty huge. The thing is, it's much easier to increase the level. It's much harder to increase the rarity of boons that you already have, at least. So that's why I was half tempted to still say no to Aphrodite.
Fly, come sit and rest your wings. You've grown so tired flying to and fro.
Oops, get a little bit of extra coins there. Hello, good evening. Don't mind us destroying all of your webs.
So then the gods above are helping you, aren't they? But why do I even ask? I already know. I've seen these woods light up with all their multicolored messages.
That's one way to put it.
It's true. Olympus and I share a common goal. For the Titan of Time threatens us all. I should have told you, it's just... I didn't know what to say.
So the fates got me again. I may be a better weaver than all the gods combined, but those 3 beat me every time.
Oh, true.
So don't worry,
They're all
I
weavers.
won't turn my abdomen on you, even if the gods will benefit.
Right, I mean, it may be the biologically accurate way to refer to that part of your body, but it still feels weird. Okay. Restore magic. Restore to health. Well, we're at full health. That doesn't really make a difference, although it is, well, the second highest armor. This is the highest. I mean, this probably does make the most sense. We are not really in desperate need of other stuff. Okay. So this is a little tricky. I'm guessing this is the last room before the boss fight. This is a free palm. We're guaranteed to get an attack boon upgrade. We will start to see some diminishing returns. Won't be quite as big of a damage boost. Almost certainly still worth it. Obviously, if we go to the shop, we can purchase multiple things. I think we still do this, though. I think we still do this. This is still pretty huge value. So it was what? Was it 25% increase or incremental damage last time? So it's definitely going to be less than that. Still 15. So I mean, 120% increased damage from one boon, from one common boon. Which is wild. Just imagine if that was rare, right? Who knows how much extra damage it would be at that point. But here's Hecate.
Welcome. Olympus has emboldened you and made you strong. Yet 'tis a fleeting strength. One false step and I could wipe it all away.
We'll see about that.
I'll take a fleeting strength over no strength at all. We take every advantage that avails itself.
Just so. Then come and show me how you would make use of such advantages.
Very generic description here, basically referring to our boons. Oh, and then I still got hit on the way out as well. Wonderful. Okay, and there you see just how quickly we can get her to change phases. That's not the real Hecate, this is. Okay, there you go, just how quickly she changes phases once again. I walked into that. Ooh, that almost hit us. Are there any? Oh, no, there are not anymore. That answers that question. No! I'm getting greedy. And getting hit by those things. Look at her health bar, how quickly it's changing. Oh, we're almost faster than that. Oh, actually, I wonder if that becomes a thing at some point. If you upgrade your sprint speed, if it actually is possible to avoid getting hit by that altogether, or if it just eventually speeds up enough that it's going to hit you no matter what. Hold on. No, nope. One moment. Oh, there is still another witch there. She's hiding right on top of Hecate. I thought there was one. Look at how much of her health that removes just from one full combo. There we go. Very fast when we're actually hitting her. Did end up taking a lot of silly damage, but we had a ton of armor.
This test again. Though how much farther you can go, we'll see.
So we still have a sizable chunk. Okay, is there anything of note in here? I don't think so. So let's head on up. Down, I should say. Okay. Chronos? No Chronos. Okay, so now this is where... Let's just see what we get. Or, well, not this. Oh, this is what I thought we were. We have to do this for... Okay, fine, do this. We don't need it, but now this is accessible. Okay. We gain maximum health without restoring it, so it's weaker than the usual type of upgrade that we would see from a room reward. It is still useful, and we have armor, so it's not like we're taking damage to our health, at least not immediately, and we have a fair bit of healing. Granted, if we were able to purchase this and then heal from the well, we would be able to immediately get back up to full. So that is a little bit tempting, because it is the rare, permanent, long-term upgrade from the well, and Yarn of Ariadne is kind of like that as well. So we did already get the base rarity attack boon from Aphrodite, so we no longer are in desperate need of using this. Would like to throw on the Barley Sheath, and so maybe it's this plus... I mean, we haven't spent any coins yet. So I think... I mean, we are going to sacrifice some armor. But I think we do this.
Very well.
Combine that with this for even better rarity. Granted, the rarity was most important for Aphrodite and less important for Demeter, but I think we'll take the max health as well while we're at it, because that can certainly help us long term. And we still have over 300 coins.
Down I go.
Get a couple of empty rooms, heal off some health, and I heard chaos. Okay, so this is where having the extra armor is useful. Oh, and for what it's worth, even after taking off Arachne's keepsake, we still have the same amount of armor. It's not like we lose the 20 armor we get from equipping that. Obviously, we're no longer gaining max or additional armor every time we go into a room, but this is where we can be aggressive here. Obviously, we aren't at full health, but that's mostly because we, oh, there might have been an extra Homer piece of dialogue there. But, we aren't at full health, but that's just because we purchased some stuff from the mini shop, and this is very nice.
Selene rides across the sky, and her attention she directs towards you. Perhaps she is wondering, what is the moon without night? And I suspect that she is capable in Nyx's absence.
That's true. Selene is the moon, but Nyx is goddess of the night. And Nyx has been captured. Selene obviously has not. Okay, so this is early enough, at least on this floor, that we can be fairly aggressive. So we don't get coins for 3 encounters, and we learned that this does include other sort of alternate sources of coins, not just the end room reward. Afterward, you have 72% chance to find plus 100% resources with gathering tools. So like with the pickaxe we were just using. Take damage every time we use attack, but after it's evolved, that's 5 encounters is a long time, and that is our main source of damage. That would be hard to bounce back from that, but afterward we restore 11 health every time we exit the location. That is a lot of healing, but I'm seeing this, and I'm kind of loving this. Both these are good, but I think the downside to this is more manageable. I'm not sure if we've seen this in Hades 2 yet, but it was a thing in Hades 1. Basically, enemies drop an explosive thing that deals damage after you kill them, so once you kill them, you want to dash out of the way. Given how we are doing melee damage, very close range melee damage, that is a little bit of a concern, but the plus 59% attack damage is certainly helpful.
Excellent.
Okay, then we have already picked up a fair bit of ashes on this run. I don't think we have any nectar right now, so I think we do take that. So we just need to remember, when we defeat enemies, we need to run away from them. Probably see in just a second what that looks like. That. So that explodes and it deals damage if we were standing next to it. When it hits the ground, it's a little bit of time to react to it, because it does fly up into the air a little bit. Oh, and I almost was caught sleeping there.
No, you don't.
Excuse me. Hold on. I don't like all these heat-seeking projectiles. Are not well timed. Nope, that's not really where I was looking for that to go, but turns out the final hit of the combo was big enough that it still worked. Okay, so we are, even after having spent pretty recently, back up at 350 plus coins, which is enough for boon plus something else in addition to that. Potentially more than one something else. So I think we can be aggressive here. I think we can go to the shop. Oh, sure. Okay. That being said, it's not great. I mean, well, technically we do kind of need the healing, in large part because of that chaos boon. But I think we might just be patient here and let the extra healing every time we enter the room eventually get us back up to full. Just take this, probably. Let's check in with you.
Your usual course, boatman. Not solely on my account, I trust. Your generous aid is much appreciated, Lord.
Okay, and for what it's worth, I don't remember if I had said this during a recording, but I was investigating how we get the Charon cards. The way you get it is by spending a certain amount of coins at the shops, and it carries over from one run to the next. So basically, like, every 1,000 coins you spend in a shop will give you a Charon card. I don't know if the mini shops count or not. And so obviously it's unlikely you're going to spend a full 1,000 points or full 1,000 coins in a single run, but if you spend 500 in shops in one run and then 500 in the next run, then on that second run, you'll get the Charon card. Okay, so see what we get here.
It was my blessing you received, young lady. That energy, that electricity. Why, I'm afraid there's just no hiding it.
Okay, so we could do the sprint. I do like the cast that you can target, and rather than just having them appear right on top of you, because it gives you more range, especially when we have a relatively low range attack, even if the hammer has improved it a bit. Otherwise, we'd probably take the sprint. Let's do this. I mean, I don't know if it's still possible to get Demeter. To get the Demeter cast. So we still want freeze from something from Demeter. So obviously we're going to take this. It is a mini-boss, so it will theoretically be harder. Okay, it's you. It's always you.
Let's go then.
Oh, no, I walked into the wrong place several times over at that. Okay, no, this is horrible positioning. I've already done a horrible job of this. And, okay, well, there goes our armor. Just absolutely horrendous. Saw that one coming. Our damage is great. I should have just been patient. I saw that coming too, and we were stuck in a combo. And look at how huge our damage is, but
Mindless wretch.
now we suddenly may need healing.
What are you doing in those brackish depths, Flower? Even Poseidon has turned his back on what lurks in that corner of the sea. Does such a path truly lead deeper into hell?
Apparently it does. Okay, we are not swapping out our attack. No way. They're remaining inactive. So here's the thing. If it upgrades our attack boon, it's worth it. This is kind of nice being rare, but gets dropped down to common. It's not like it's a huge loss. This, I'll be honest, is not the rarity is not a big deal there. The Chaos boon we technically haven't even gotten yet, so I don't even know if it would affect Chaos. And it affects 2 boons when this is a rare crop. I think we have to take it.
Now.
Flutterstrike picked. Divine Vengeance picked. Oh, does it immediately apply once? No. Wait, did it say Flutterstrike picked? Because that's the one that we really care about. That's a lot of enemies. I don't know if you noticed. That's a pretty large number of enemies. And they did create a lot of those explosive containers for that reason. If we were to get hit by all those, it would probably hurt quite a bit. Okay, fortunately, that was a pretty quick room. More coins. We have spent a fair bit at this stage, but I think we still go for this.
Hey man, tell me something.
In we go.
Keep a secret? Because I can't. I love you. Yeah, you got that right.
He's talking to himself, isn't he? Oh, almost missed this. Oh, we can gift, right? Because we picked up a nectar. I'm not necessarily sure you're our first priority. Maybe we hold off for the time being.
Look, I can tell you're having trouble moving on. Maybe you ought to spend a little time down in the fields. Clear your head, put the pieces of your heart back together and all that.
If you mean the morning fields, I don't think that's a healing place. The shades there wallow in self-pity and speechless despair. Although there is one who repeats whatever I say to her.
Yeah, might you know this person?
Repeats whatever you say to her. I knew a nymph like that one time. Nice girl. But she didn't get me. Only ever talked about herself. I had to cut her off.
Oh, when you know that the nymph only repeats what the person says to her. That's great.
So you do know Echo, the mountain nymph. She's languishing in the fields even now, apparently because of you. I can hardly get through to her.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, tell her Narcissus really wants what's best for her. Unless that's me. Don't tell her that part, though.
Okay, let's see. Random palm slice. I mean, there's still a decent chance it lands on this. At this point, we're starting to look at pretty sizable diminishing returns. Honestly, might take the gold instead. Healing? You know? Might not be a terrible idea, since we have suddenly taken a fair bit of damage. It's maybe the most short-sighted of all these things, but could still prove to be kind of useful. I'm gonna take it, to be honest with you.
For you.
We get a little bit of ashes from it. So there is still some other benefit, and by the time we go through here, we're basically at full health. Oh, thought we were gonna, get the... Is that gonna blow those up? It is. Oh, we're gonna get the combo there. Oh, that was terrifying. I anticipated that we were going to see those guys blow up in a large group and set off a bazillion explosions, but I did not expect them all to chase after me, or, you know, for the stuff to drop right in front of me. That was not the last wave. I expected it to be the last wave, but it was not the last wave. Okay, no, I don't want to be here anymore. Oh, hello, gold. Please blow up already, so that I can ideally dash through here. Thank you. All these terrain kills.
Stay where you are.
Thank you, guys. Oh, that was bad damage, though.
A lightning sigil.
Okay, now our Chaos Boon has evolved, and that means that we have an additional 59% damage. So we are really stacking that up.
Hear me, on my authority.
Okay, no, we are not switching our attack, no matter how many times you try to get me to do that. If your interlocation prime a fair bit of magic, make your strikes emit chain lightning. All of our strikes? Because if so, that sounds pretty sweet. Is this the last room before the boss? It might be. You can hear we have heard the music for quite a while. It would mean that would be a free boon, whereas this obviously would not be. Getting far enough along now that there aren't going to be that many more shops. Obviously, there's at least one in the Fields of Morning. Is it still worth going here? How much do we like Apollo? Not sure we like him that much. I think we take the shop, to be honest.
Hail, boatman.
Yeah, well, it's going to be Hestia. Only 60 for Selene? Now, that was not only, I think, was her boons, they became stronger from the most recent patch, they also became cheaper. That is dirt cheap. It is the boss fight, and we could afford all these things. And honestly, especially after picking this up, it's not even like it's that much of a stretch to pick all it up. Now, Hestia, also god/goddess that I was not necessarily planning on getting, but sure.
May I?
You should have seen it, dearie, when we brought old Kronos down. Took 6 of us at least, but we got him. Little wonder he's all sore about it still. We'll just have to dispose of him more thoroughly. Cremation, mayhaps.
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess it makes sense coming from you, but didn't really want to think about it. Oh, very high rarity stuff here. I kind of like the sprint, even if it is the one low rarity option, just because I'm not really thinking we're going to be charging our special that much. And I'm trying to save one of our basic attack types, you know, whether it be special or casts, for Demeter, because we've not yet seen that. So, I think we're doing this.
They'll burn.
And then might as well throw this on. We are about to go into a boss fight in which we probably do expect to take a fair bit of damage, so it's also pretty inexpensive, and as is this. Okay, so now I'm kind of looking for passive damage, to be honest. Can you use your Hex +1 time before using... What? I don't even get how that works. I don't understand the phrasing here, because usually it's not like there's a hard limit on the number of times we can use a Hex. It's just based on how quickly we spend our magic. So the whole extra time before using Fountain doesn't really make sense to me. Oh, gain coins whenever you use your Hex? Oh wait, no, it's because this specific Hex is different. It's healing oriented. Oh, and admittedly, okay, if I'd remembered that, then maybe we wouldn't have needed to have taken the healing from Narcissus. Oh well. Still not a terrible thing. Hex restores more health. Use Hex more. Okay, so maybe the passives here are different for this type of Hex then. Could let me go further to the right. Trying to see what this is. Gain extra coins. Okay, so... I mean, actually, restoring the magic makes it easier to spam the Hex, which is nice. What is our magic right now? Because we did prime some, so I'm actually not sure if we even have 50 magic, to be honest with you, which might kind of affect things a bit. So more times per fountain means more maximum coin earning potential, more maximum healing potential. What do we prioritize? And we can kind of get... I feel like this is all the best stuff up here. Use an extra time. Restore, or get extra coins from it. Maybe even get extra coins again. And go here, and then restore more. Or it would be up to 4 times per floor now, after that upgrade. Oh well, even more with this. I don't think we really need that all that much anymore. I think we just get more value per hex. Okay. So I was kind of thinking we were going to go for extra passive damage, but we'll take extra passive healing / coin generation as well. Okay. We have huge damage.
Now pull yourselves together and don't screw it up like this time. Okay, girls?
Okay. So we do want to make sure we use at least some magic early. We get our damage bonus. Nope, don't want to be there. Nope. Okay, she's going this way. By she's going this way, I mean that is the direction the drummer is going in. Okay, she's now immune, probably because we've been picking on her so much. Now we kind of have to focus on Guitarist. Nope. No slammage. Oh, where'd you go? Where did you go? No. Okay, we'll just get hit by all those little things then. Oh, that technically counts? The stun that doesn't even deal damage to us counts as us taking hits, and therefore we got huge value on, the Zeus Spoon. Which is actually pretty nice in that case. And now we do want to be here. We did lose our armor, but so be it. Okay, yes, I saw that. And by that, I mean the, drum stuff. She's down. She's shielded, so now we're supposed to get you. You're down. Look at how much of a difference our huge damage makes. Absolute piece of cake. Turns out, when you stack a bunch of the same type of damage, it does start to make a bit of a difference. Just nab some of that while we're at it. Don't forget this. And now I think we're good. And with the extra armor we picked up, once you factor in the healing here, we're back at full health.
Over there.
Oh, no way would I've seen this. Look at that. That is so blended in, so camouflaged.
See you in the crossroads.
Okay, is that the first time we've gotten one of those in this run? Alright, so now, let's just check what we have here. Don't need that. Gain ashes, special damage. No, don't really need that right now. So I think we're still holding on to this, because we are still looking for a Demeter boon that gives us freeze, which we've not yet found. Again, this is largely... we didn't end up needing it. Okay, we did get Flutterstrike increased in rarity. The rare crop has definitely proved worthwhile then. What was this number before? Before it was when it was just common rarity? Was it like 120%? Now it's 140%, so we got an extra 20 out of it, improving the rarity. Divine Vengeance. Flutterstrike, it's going to do it again next time round. Oh, in 3 rooms. Just you wait. Just you wait.
To firmer ground.
It's going to get even better damage. So that made up for us not getting it to be a higher rarity at the beginning. Of course, couldn't have really expected that. That was not part of the plan. But it is a nice backup plan. Okay. Alright. More... Oh, true, we have the Hex, which we still have not used, in large part because we don't even have enough... Actually, let's just double check. How much does it cost? Ready after 80? Yeah, we just don't even have enough magic for it. So, you know, that would be kind of nice to improve the magic, I guess, even if that's not usually one of our higher priorities. Okay. Oh. That's a free one. I mean, we'll take it. Get the coins. Use it extra times. I mean, as I was saying, I don't think using it extra times makes a huge difference when we cannot even afford to use it once at the moment. So I think we just take the coinage. And I feel like I'm definitely hearing stuff. Enemies around here somewhere? There should be some. Nab this.
Some metal.
That's the full one, okay. That's the exit. Okay, well oh, you guys. Oh, that did not hit you. Okay, I think we prioritize this.
Can't take this yet.
That did not kill you. It almost killed you, but it did not kill you.
Ensnared.
No, I don't like that. Okay, we did take some damage, but should be able to heal some of this off. Could potentially gift to Hermes. That might not be a terrible idea. If I remember correctly, his boon, or his keepsake in Hades 1 was actually not directly related to his boons, but it was still solid. So, I'm trying to think if based on Hades 1 keepsakes that I liked, if they are the same in Hades 2, if there are any that are worth gifting to this time around. Charon's might actually be next priority, if it is the same as Hades 1. So maybe we'll hold off.
In the name of Hades.
Okay. Dodge chance I do definitely like. Range shots are slower. Sprint is 15% faster. Gives us the one blocked hit per encounter. That is also nice, especially against Cerberus, who we are going to fight fairly soon. There are certainly some phases where the sprint is helpful to have the extra speed on it. Did we get speed from this one? No, we slow nearby shots, or we destroy nearby shots. But we don't actually have increased speed. I think we still take this. I think overall that's probably still going to add up to be more, at least in long encounters. Like boss fights. Okay, now we take this.
Smackers.
Still a really weird name. Oh, that something hit us. Not entirely sure what, to be honest with you. Oh, where is the... You. Did not see you. Okay. So we nab this, and I'm pretty sure we have more of these points for Selene than we've ever had before. After using your Hex, gain Serenity with your next charge move. What is Serenity? Charge moves deal plus 50% damage and rapidly restore magic. Lasts for 5 seconds. Okay. I mean, sure. I mean, neither of these are all that useful, to be honest with you. I think we'll take this just because we aren't really going to be able to use it yet anyway. Are we not allowed to take any more once we've taken this, though? Can I take that back? Oh, no, we need to... No, that's just because we haven't connected the stuffs over here yet. We have to do that. We're actually very far away from getting that in that case. Ooh. So magic would suddenly at least make it more likely that we could use our hexes, which we have now invested a lot in, or hammer, which is obviously very, or at least has the potential to be very good, even if we very likely have what is the best or nearly the best hammer upgrade for our build already. coins, also kind of useful because we have spent a lot and we're probably going to get a shop at the end of this encounter. I think we still do this. I do think we still do this. It's quiet. Too quiet. Expecting Nemesis or something like that? Okay, well, there's the hammer. Any additional stuff in here? It's very empty. Don't do that, please. Oh, I walked straight in that. I really expected it to use the magnet attack first. Nope, 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 nope. No, I just want you to get hit by my big attack, please. So this is where we are really starting to see not having Demeter make a difference. Just having the ability to slow the enemies down so we can get in a free hit or two, because that's oftentimes all we need to at least get rid of enemies' armor, if not outright destroy them. Okay, let's do this.
Here they come.
Here they come indeed. Oh, I don't even know what hit us. Think it was one of those guys? Yep, it absolutely is those guys, who so rarely have hit us in the past that I honestly have not even paid much of any mind to them. Now we might be stuck playing this much more safely.
Keep going.
Okay, we did now get this rarefied even further. It's now up to 160. Wait, Divine Vengeance, Flutter Strike, it's gonna get upgraded again. In 3 rooms, it will get upgraded again. Rarity-wise, let's see what we get here. We're looking for attacks. Each encounter, charge attack, gains plus 15 power for each foe you slay with it. We have seen that before. We got a little bit carried away with it at times. Charge attack hits wider area, deals plus 400% damage, but uses magic. I think we like that. I think that is humongous damage. It does actually synergize with the Hex, final Hex upgrade that we picked up. And, I mean, add that to the extra attack damage that we already have, and it gets kind of insane. I am a little concerned about how little health we have at the moment. However, I did not want to go there. The Zeus damage from the cast or special, the little lightning bolts, the extra lightning bolts we're getting, giving us a little bit of extra value, as you can see here, and the ability to use this is the cast, this is the special. Our cast being able to go a little bit further away makes it a little bit safer for us as well. So obviously it's much slower, but it is also much, much safer, which, given how low our health is right now, is a bit of a concern. There we go.
Point secured.
Now we nab that, and at this point, it's not like we have a huge amount of coins, but it is enough to do something if we end up with a shop soon. Oh, I hate that. Oh, I hate that. Now is not a great time for us to have a mini-boss. Not when our health is this low. But apparently we don't have a choice.
This way feels
we do get 8 health. Okay, it's this dude. Trying to get rid of these guys. Nice and early. Okay. So that we simply do not have to deal with them. Okay, you're gonna do this again. We actually want to spend some of our magic, ideally. Just so we get a damage bonus, because it is somewhat sizable. You are really keen on using that attack. Oh, are you serious? He deals that much damage? We got hit once. We got hit once, and we lost Death Defiance for that. Oh, it was so close to being our best encounter against this guy. All it took was getting hit once. I'm frustrated. Very frustrated about that. If you needed more proof as to just how hard that guy hits, there it is. Total amount of magic reduced significantly, but we do get magic restoration. Special inflicts blitz. Lightning bolts may strike one more time. I think we take this, just because we have
thunderous power.
Potential for that to chain a lot. Okay, so what do we want at this point? I mean, would love to have gotten slightly more health earlier, or healing of some variety earlier. We didn't get it, and it cost us a Death Defiance, which is a huge price to pay. Which is why I'm particularly mad about that. At this point, we have enough boons that we certainly cannot guarantee we're going to get this to upgrade level-wise. We are going to get it to upgrade rarity-wise. Or rather, yeah, we are going to get it to upgrade rarity-wise. So, I mean, it's pretty close to maxing out. More Zeus. Aphrodite, I'm not really sure how much value we get from that. Honestly, oddly enough, the extra magic might be the most useful thing here. I guess we do take this, although I probably would like health too. And we get a little bit of health from that. Yeah, I thought I heard you. Okay, I don't like how quickly you are approaching us, though. I maybe did not put that in the best place. Now we can just, once again, take it easy. I wish we didn't have to do this, but we kind of do. Given our low health, given how we did blow through a Death Defiance, we very nearly played it safely enough in the previous encounter to avoid getting severely punished. But ultimately, we did get severely punished. Speaking of which, if we get hit by all those projectiles, that would hurt a lot as well.
No, don't.
Here you see when there are all those enemies right next to each other, getting it to chain, lightning to chain a little bit more is helpful. There's a little bit more magic. Honestly, even just plus base 10 is kind of helpful.
Grow golden once again.
Okay, we have little gold here. Ooh, you are very fast once you are no longer slowed by the cast. Please, there we go. At least get rid of the armor. At least get rid of the armor. I do not like those guys. Oftentimes we're able to kill them before they get the chance to actually become a threat, but as you saw there, it's not so that time around. Oh, also for what it's worth, oh, why did that not show up? Okay, that was unbelievably stupid on my part, but also it didn't do the attack that I told it to do, which is a little bit frustrating. I was trying to get it to charge up an attack to spend magic, both because it can give us healing and because it gives us bonus damage once we are not at full magic. What are we prioritizing here? Oddly enough, you could make a case for it being the magic. I guess I'll do this.
Smackers.
Nope. Don't go anywhere near me, please. Ooh, those are armored versions. Does not really have the range I'm looking for. Ooh, don't step on that. Or that. Get rid of you, please. There we go. At least one down. Ooh, that guy came very close to hitting us. Theoretically, should start to get easier. Oh, also, yeah, I kind of want to do... we don't have enough magic for that. So I want to actually activate the Hex. Because then we can heal. And we could use a little bit of extra healing right about now.
It's cleared up.
Okay, we did get even more rarity here. I don't think it can go higher at this point. So plus 180 from our basic attack boon. It's at plus 3 levels, or it is at level 3, which is also pretty sweet. So that much is going fantastically. We still cannot find a Demeter boon for what it's worth. Specials inflict blitz. What do we have going on for special right now? Nothing, really. Charge cast. Still not really. Well, I mean, I guess we can do this. Does this include outside of combat? Because if so, then we have free healing. At that point, yes. Suddenly we do have a hard limit in terms of how many times we can do that before each fountain. But maybe that is still worth doing. Full amount is reduced by 70%. But do we have enough magic to even use any of our charge skills then? We might not. We might not. Or we could potentially use once and only once. It'd be pretty close. But we are going to get more magic in this room.
The might of the heavens.
We have exactly 0 magic right now. Okay. So, you know, that's a thing. Oh, you are very fast. Very eager to attack us. Ooh, the wolf dudes. Which we've not seen for a while, it seems like. Those guys. Maybe don't step on all those. Not really sure what our approach is here to whittle away at this group. You seem like the easiest target. Oh. Okay, I got rid of one of the Medusas. Nope. One of the little wolf head things. 2 of the little wolf head things. Ooh, that is not really what I wanted. Nope, I missed. Did I get one there? Apparently, based on Malinui's response. Close to whittling away at a few more. Trying not to get punished by the greed, though. See how much of a difference it makes between using an attack and using any of our other types of skills. Yes, I did almost walk into those brambles, but I did not. Because I changed my mind about what direction I wanted to go. Now, at least these guys are armorless, which does make them easier to deal with. Now it's only wolf, big bad wolf dude. There we go. I know it was slow, but it was safe.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Okay. Specials deal more damage to nearby foes. Whenever you use 30 magic, create a heartthrob. Whenever you exit location, restore 100% health. If we are at 80, I mean, we're far enough away from that I think that's unlikely to be the case, although maybe in between floors when we use the wells. But otherwise, I have questions as to whether that's going to be the case, or if we purchase healing from a shop, maybe. I mean, we right now can't really spend any magic, so not really sure that's going to work. We might have messed up on the whole magic allocation stuff. So... is it cast that we... yeah, I can't use the cast slot, though. We need that to be Demeter. I guess we're taking that.
Beautiful.
Not that it's making that much of a difference, I don't think. Now, maybe this starts to change the math. Well, that's not who I was aiming for, but okay. When they are right next to each other... wow, there's a lot of them. It can chain quite a bit, so that much is nice. It does start to add up a lot more. Even if the individual hits... that's not where I meant to do that. Even if the individual hits don't seem that big. It does still start to add up. These guys are a little hard to approach when they set up the wall of mines next to themselves. That helps, though. Ooh, that missed. Okay, apparently. That was due to our dodge chance. Okay.
Rest again for
cool.
now.
So what does this do to the amount of magic we actually have available? Because right now it's 0. And right now it is still 0.
Finally go.
Wonderful. Okay, so yeah, we might have messed up the whole hex thing. Okay, and this does appear to be the last room before the boss fight. I think we do kind of have to go for the shop. 285 is not that many coins, but I think we kind of need to see if we can get healing or something along those lines. Given how much, yeah, given how much damage we've taken. Okay. Do this. Okay, so we've technically enough to, what, get all these, right? 200, 250? Yeah, we could. I mean, if we like the boons we have, then we should technically take this first, because we don't know exactly what it's going to apply to, but we... yeah, I think we do take it now. Soot Sprint. Scorch damage per projectile went up. I think that is almost completely insignificant, so alright. Maybe it wasn't so great after all. Let's do this. There's the Charon card we just picked up. Cast, drag foes in and inflict weak. While you have at least 4 windy stuffs, you may dodge any damage. 15% chance. And we have a lot of air boons. So okay, that looks very good. That would have been much better than the other option we took to prime our stuff. I don't know if it's possible to prime more than all of your magic. I mean, I guess we already have. So, my point is, can we take this with basically no penalty, or is it going to say, you've already allocated all of your magic, so this doesn't apply? Either way, I think 15% dodge chance. Once you add it on to... don't we already have 15%? Then that starts to become a pretty big deal. Oh, that's all the way up to 100 damage per hit. Okay. See what the rare crop has done for us. Yeah, there it is. 15% dodge chance from that. And then rare crop. Is it still good? Wait, is rare crop still going? Where is it? Divine Vengeance, Fluttershy. Oh, no, it's maxed out, the ones that it chose. Okay, fair enough. Okay, is that 80%? Oh, it's extremely close, isn't it? So I'm not sure if that's going to activate. It might depend on the order of operations, because we have automatic 4 healing from our Arcana card, and if that applies first, then we might be at 80%. I don't think we were. Okay, but we do still have huge damage.
Don't you yet recognize me, boy?
Okay, don't stand there, though. And we... Ooh, okay, that's possibly the biggest downside, to be honest, of us having all of our magic allocated, is that we can't be at less than max magic, and therefore we don't get the extra damage bonus from that, like the 50% damage bonus. We already have a ton of damage boost, don't get me wrong, but getting an extra 50% on top of that is pretty nice. That's gonna hurt. Oh, what? That hit us? That had large enough AoE to hit us. I'll be honest, I've said this before, and okay, there's nowhere for us to, there's quite literally nowhere for us to go. The hitboxes, Hades 1 and Hades 2 as well, they're bad. At least the areas that look like they're going to hit you and where the actual hitboxes are just totally different. You get hit in areas much larger than the visual effects would suggest, which leads to you taking what seems to be cheap damage. Okay, now there's also nowhere I can stand. Oh, there we go. Oh, got hit by something there. Can't stun them because they have armor. Oh, hold on. Okay. It's on half health. Bad damage on my part. I was greedy. This is a huge opportunity for us, though. Okay, this is also a big opportunity. Okay, we can't really do much when he's in this phase because we don't have enough range. Besides get greedy occasionally. Okay, I did see that coming, but I knew we were in a bad spot and couldn't really get out of it. Nothing I can do. I mean, yes, I could have run away. I chose not to. In part because I knew we were close to killing him. It was greedy and I shouldn't have done it. I am admittedly starting to get very frustrated with some of the damage that we're taking because it doesn't always feel like it's stuff that we should be taking. That was on me, don't get me wrong. But between that and us having the Demeter keepsake on for now multiple floors and not seeing Demeter show up at all is getting very frustrating too.
Phrenos, do your thing.
Everything has worked out amazingly when it comes to the Aphrodite setup. And Demeter has facilitated getting more damage from Aphrodite, but man, what does it take to get Demeter to show up again? Okay, we can restore more life, take less damage for 5 encounters. I mean, that probably does last for the entire... Oh, all of the floors leading up to Kronos, but not Kronos himself. That would include Kronos himself. I mean, we can get a Death Defiance back from this, which is nice. But, I mean, this just did quite literally nothing for us. We had it for 2 floors and it did absolutely nothing for us. So that's really, really frustrating. And we basically have to abandon it now. When everything else worked out, that thing that we did have control over, oddly enough, was the thing that broke down.
Unseen.
As in the thing that we were able to manipulate.
Kronos awaits.
Via keepsake. So, I mean, offensively, we're obviously far and away the best run we've ever had. This is nowhere near anything we've had before.
Did you perhaps forget
It's just
something when last you interfered?
the problem is the defensive part that I was trying to set up just completely fell apart. So we never got access to the thing that I was trying to do. So, we've taken damage that I am a little frustrated with us having taken, but the point is, had we been able to get the thing that we should have had a decent chance of getting, then I can't help but feel like, we would be in much better shape. So it's kind of like, alright, well, what gives? Okay.
Vengeance.
Damage, still huge. Defense. Defense is the question. Alright, well, this could potentially help. Oh? We'll take that. Now... Oh, he won't even let us gift, because we tried gifting to him before and he refused. I was wondering if maybe on a second attempt it would work. Can we gift to Cerberus? No? Okay.
Daughter, tell me something of yourself, for I know not a thing. For instance, what is it that you like to do when you are not attempting this?
I don't even know that we know that.
What do I like to do? Well, I ensure all of my reagents are in order. So in practicing my craft, what I need is always close at hand. And I like to... Father, this rings false.
Neither the time nor place for trivialities. Perhaps, however, at some point, we may discuss such matters more. But there are scores to settle first.
Alright. Well, your confrontation with Kronos, there are fewer reinforcements, restore health, we take damage, go dark, get a huge damage bonus when we break the darkness. We have taken this once before and it was hard to make it work. I feel like, given how fragile we are, this is the way to go. We're on full health right now.
Get out of here.
So it's not going to be immediately relevant, but we're obviously going to take some damage from Kronos, and ideally that would still be active by the time we get to Kronos.
Fierce hellhound Cerberus has many fangs, but little trust to spare.
Yeah, so he's not going to let us do this, is he?
Sorry, boy.
Yeah, seemed like it. Alright. Onward we go. So we at least have a little bit more working for us defensively now, courtesy of that Hades boon. And this room could get pretty nasty with all the money bags, because their AoE adds up. Or, well, their projectiles, their attack adds up, even if it doesn't usually have much in the way of AoE. That was pretty huge right there. That made a pretty big difference. That big burst was big enough to make you wonder, like, oh, hey, wait a second. Is the encounter actually over? Alright, so this is not a mini-boss. But I'll be honest, I'm a little tempted to go for it. In part because it's not a mini-boss, and also because we are at full health, we still have some healing potential. I don't know if we've tried taking these before. Do we get the choice of which super palm, or which boon gets affected by the super palm? Because obviously this is already going to get pretty high diminishing returns, but if we get 3 levels on it, it's probably still worth considering. Let's try it. I assume this is like a normal enemy room, more or less, because it was not supposed to be a mini-boss. Cool. You came back quickly. Okay. Not the last enemies. At least not yet. Are we getting more coins from this as well? 281, I see. 281 still. Okay, so we're not getting additional coins. For whatever that's worth. Ooh, I almost walked into that.
A palm of power.
Okay, so it's a super palm.
In the name of
We did not take any damage. We didn't get any extra coins, but we did not take any extra damage. Ooh. Ah. Okay, I did not realize that's what happens for this when you level it up. If we'd gotten this earlier, it would have made a world of a difference. Oh, I did not realize there was only a 10% chance. I don't think that's going to make that big of a difference against Chronos specifically. Guess we're doing this then? Not that that's going to make a huge difference either. I mean, this, if things go horribly wrong, yes, could be helpful, but it's not really going to help mid-Chronos fight. So I think it's probably too little too late, so I think we are looking at that. So, you know, was that a huge difference maker? No, probably not.
Shade rot.
But it did make us slightly stronger, and it didn't really cost us anything. In terms of the duration of our passive effects, I think the Python scales now will not quite last us until the last room before Chronos. They were already going to expire before Chronos anyway. The Ignited Ichor, that's still going to last all the way through Chronos unless we start going into mini-boss fights, but I think that is where I will draw the line. Because that presumably is much more difficult and has a much greater chance of us actually taking damage, and at that point, it is not a free room anymore. Obviously, that's not going to be the only enemy. So he's starting to make rats, and then we said no. I think that's what happened. Yeah, there are some rats there. No, don't do that. Oh, something hit us. Not really sure which one it was. I'm gonna get rid of you, because you annoy me. Okay, now you're taken care of. That's not really where I wanted that. There we go.
No traitor to the house.
Okay, we did take a little bit of damage, which we, of course, were able to heal off. But there is a finite amount that we can heal with that Hades boot. So we did dip into that a little bit.
Got you.
Ooh, there's a lot of you guys. Don't really want to be there. So many of these things. Just want to get rid of some of them quickly enough so we can make this a little less overwhelming. Not even sure this is the last wave. It was. Okay, nice. And we did not take any damage there, so that's good. We got a lot more coins. Is a mini shop. After 4 encounters healed, too late for that to be meaningful at all. Ensure any goods offered by Charon cost 30% less. Last for 6 encounters. We've never seen this before. It would last long enough for us to go into the super shop. Now we could do some mental math here. to figure out what the rate at which this pays off is. Admittedly, it's... Well, okay, I was about to look at the clock and say, well, it's 1 a.m. and it's too late for me to do math. It's not at that late. I think we still have one more room to gain coins, so I'm going to take a gamble here and assume we're going to get enough coins for that to pay off. It might technically be kind of close, though. But, yes, I cannot be bothered to do the math right now. I will admit. Okay, there are a ton of these guys. They're not bad enemies to use the chaining lightning attack against. A little bit extra points from that too. What is left? Oh, you're left. Yeah, up to 400 gold now. Yeah, and the other matter is not just, you know, how much... Oh, gosh. That was bad damage. Not just how many coins do we have, but are we going to be able to spend exactly the right amount of coins? Like, are we going to find an option at the shop for something that costs exactly 400? Maybe, maybe not. No, that was close. Closer than it should have been. Don't do that, please. I was really hoping you were going to get hit by that last chain in the combo. No, don't stand there. There we go. We did not seem to get any coins at all from that. Okay, now granted, if we wanted to get more coins, we could do this. At this point, it does not have any impact on which passive effects are going to be active for Kronos. It's solely a matter of, is it worth taking potentially taking extra damage in return for getting more coins? Given how we have that discount at the store, I think it is. Okay, well maybe don't do that though. Okay, did just create a whole bunch of rats. You know how I feel about that. Oh, that's getting created. I wasn't sure if that was getting created or destroyed. There are a lot of things around here. Oh my god. Oh my god. And we're frozen in here. I tried to dash through that. Obviously, I did not succeed. Okay, that hit us as well. Oh my god. Alright, so this is where our hubris got the better of us. It would seem. I got a little overconfident from the previous extra room
Some shade rot.
where we took no damage, so it felt like, oh sure, why not do these rooms? We do get 300 coins from it. Is that going to be worthwhile once we actually get to the shop? Does it cost us about, what, like 60 healing or so? We don't need to purchase that.
Good evening, boatman.
Oh. Okay, our options here are not great. That doesn't matter at all. That's what? Basically 400. A little less than 500, so we can afford all that, and then we wouldn't be able to afford the Charon card. We could afford the healing, not that it does anything. So, I think we probably go this first.
Viable enough.
Should have options here. Okay, this is technically damage that is relevant. This doesn't really help us. This... Actually... Wait, after you take damage, strike foe with chain lightning, then again 50% of the time. How exactly does the multiple times part work? Does the chain stop as soon as it fails that roll? Or does it keep on trying for a total of 7 times even if it fails one of them? Because that actually has huge implications mathematically in terms of what the chances of us getting those extra procs are. Because if it stops checking as soon as it fails one of the rolls, the chances of it succeeding all the way to the 6th and 7th bolt of damage is incredibly low. But if it does check every time, no matter what, then we have at least, well, a decent chance of that still proccing. And otherwise, it's 8 extra damage basically every time we launch, or every time we land, attack, special, cast. Maybe it's worth taking our chance here. I mean, it is a heroic boon. It has a lot of base damage, so we'll give it a shot. Okay, this we will take as well. And then here.
Hear me on my authority.
Okay. Attacks and specials gain power for every fire we have. We've won. So that's +2 base damage, which honestly sounds like nothing, but if you consider that our base damage is getting almost +200% multiplier, that's actually not that well. It's +4 instead of +2. It's so much better. Well, not so much. We skipped casts upgrades for this entire time because we were trying to get a Demeter boon, and we never got it. So that's where, you know, I guess we could take this. Oh wait, hold on. What are we sacrificing here? Rapidly restore magic. Oh, but you have less health. But we do have the Hex that can heal us, because if this gets rid of one of our boons that is hoarding magic. Where is it? This one? No, it's this one. Yeah, this is the one that is reserving most of our magic and giving us magic restoration, but we don't have any magic to work with, so it's not doing us any good there. So we get magic back, however we lose 20% health. Is that a trade-off that is worth making? Didn't we also have something that gives us big damage with our charged attacks? I think it was with our Hex, which has been a complete non-factor because we haven't had the magic to use it. So maybe we can do this exchange. Otherwise, we get a little more value from our casts. Maybe we keep it simple, to be honest. The problem, honestly, was Hestia existing in the first place. As I was saying before, there's a finite number of gods and goddesses you can get, so I actually wonder if Hestia's presence alone is what prevented us from getting more Demeter. So we might have only gotten Demeter at the very beginning because we had the keepsake on. I don't remember exactly how the timing of that worked out, and I don't exactly know how that math works with the limits on number of gods and goddesses, certainly at least not in Hades 2. But anyways, we will be going in. We have 10 healing left. We still do have the Death Defiance coming from the keepsake, the Lucky Tooth, so we have a little bit coming back from that. Our damage is humongous, but I don't know if it's enough, given just how much we've already spent defensively to get here.
Welcome to my house.
It's not your house.
So
It's
what
our
have you done
house.
with the 3 fates? You would incur the wrath of all chthonic gods, as though the wrath of all Olympus weren't enough.
Oh, I banished them. Where I cannot say or when. In any event, they trouble us no longer with their manipulative weavings. Now what happens now is entirely up to us.
He banished them. Okay. Oh, what was that? Was that just one of these guys? It might have been, honestly. Hello. Oh, really? I assumed you were doing something entirely different. Like that, namely. Just sneak up behind you real quick.
Slice you to ribbons.
Attack is so annoying. That attack is so annoying.
Reinforcements now.
Okay, well, oh, no, not all of your reinforcements are down. Now they are.
Slow down.
Nope. Well, we only did not take damage there because we technically had the avoid. I dashed into it. My god, the amount of damage we've. And you won't stop spamming this. I'm legitimately getting mad at this point. I am. Did he use that same attack to hit us? Okay, there's our last, our only Death Defiance. I wasn't even sure what skill you were using there, to be honest. Also didn't even see you at first. Okay, I see this. I can't avoid it. I cannot avoid it. There we go. You gonna start doing double attacks? You are. Triple attacks? No. That attack just needs to stop existing. Triple attack, okay.
You gods.
I can't avoid it anymore. I cannot avoid it anymore. There we go. Saw that coming. Okay, expect for this. That's that attack. I actually was able to tell that time. Not that time, though. I do not remember ever having seen that attack before. That seems new. I also hate you getting the money bag allies.
Nonsense.
Okay, is he gonna do another attack? Yes, he did, but we were far away from him. Oh, he's doing 3. Okay. Okay, apparently we're dead. Alright, I'm really frustrated with that one. It felt like we had the perfect build, or at least the start of the perfect build. Really could not have asked for anything more offensively, and then it really feels like the game just decided that we weren't allowed to have the thing that we seemingly did everything in our control to get. Something from Demeter to freeze, and then we took a bunch of silly damage. In part of my doing, in part it felt like at times cheap damage. So I'm kind of mad about that one. That was almost entirely the build that I was trying to create for a while now, which is why I really wanted the keepsake from Aphrodite and Demeter, but the Demeter part just didn't ever come to fruition. The Aphrodite part worked better than expected.
Remember them, besides this painting and your dreams. But still, you fight for them.
But as we saw in that encounter and in previous encounters, at a certain point, I mean, yes, I suppose you have enough damage, it doesn't matter how much defenses you have, you one-shot all the enemies, you're fine. But we needed some balance, and we never got the balance. We needed the defenses, we never got them. Oh, and then there's, yeah, the other thing that really was very unfortunate was really, yeah, think back to all the times we used our Death Defiances. The time where we used the Death Defiance on the mini-boss that we had no choice but going into in the Fields of Mourning, where we took one hit, and that one hit was all it took for us to trigger the Death Defiance, and it was, I think, almost exactly the perfect amount of damage for us to lose that first Death Defiance. And then and the Cerberus fight, wasn't it kind of similar as well towards the end? That one was more on me, getting greedy, trying to get a few more hits in to try to finish the fight, and in doing so, took a hit, lost the Death Defiance. We didn't have any Death Defiances going into the last floor. We didn't get any Death Defiance restoration like we did in the previous run. Now, granted, that is, at least based on Hades 1, something that is very rare. But if we had gotten that this time, would have made a world of a difference, of course, because the damage was absolutely there in spades.
Oh, what gives there, Mel? You look like you've seen a... I don't know, but whatever it was, it got under your skin. Skin seems nice.
I'm alright. Just a little shaken. First nightmare since all this started.
About time, you were past due. Oh, how scary would you say it was compared to, the terrifying visage that you see before you now?
Alright, Dora.
Not even close.
She's referring back to, I'm half tempted to give to her, just 'cause I have no idea what she's going to give us, although I do think that Charon is probably still top priority at this point, just based on what we know from Hades 1, suspect we know from Hades 1. But yeah, this one was just like so close, but no cigar. I know we technically didn't make it to the second phase of the boss fight, but without question, this was the one that was the closest to actually being a successful run. All it took was a tiny bit more defense, and we absolutely would have had it. So I think that's part of the source of the frustration as well, is because it was clear pretty early on that it was, it had the makings of being our first successful run, and obviously we came up short.
Hail, Lord Moros. How have you been acclimating so far? Is there something we can do to make your stay more comfortable?
No, Princess. I'm well and acclimating, as you say. I've never been to such a place as this, and making every effort not to be a nuisance here.
You're welcome here and safe.
Okay.
The
Nothing...
Fates would have me do their bidding.
Nothing there for us. Oh. Selene? Here? Okay, now, as I think I've said before, this is basically the placeholder art for people. So we've obviously seen Selene's art when we actually speak to her, and it looks nothing like this.
Oh, little star. During such phases, I remain unseen in the night sky, and can enjoy a moment's rest. So let us speak a little more. Although I fear that speaking starts to drain me of my light. How fares the task?
So I'm curious as to why she's showing up only now, after we've done many runs and have taken boons from Selene many times before. I'm wondering if it might be that we, for the first time, maxed out our Selene tree.
Great Selene, I am honored by your presence here. The task proceeds at pace, I think. Although, as you well know, we have much left to do. I'm grateful you've been watching over me.
That was the other big drawback, which was partially of my own doing, and we can be smarter about it going forward. But we had tons of Hex investment and could do absolutely nothing with it. We had the most Selene boons we've ever had before, and we quite literally, no exaggeration, could not spend any magic, could not use our Hex. That was that was because I overextended and used too much, I forget what the term, primed too much magic. Technically, I think mathematically speaking, it was, it was a hard, 20, and then a 70% after that, which, mathematically speaking, depending on the order of operations, should not have had us allocate 100% of our magic. So that was also a little bit confusing, and it is in part why I took that risk in the first place. But that was a lot of boons that ultimately amounted to nothing at all. So, swap those for Demeter boons, and we win. Simply put. Not even a question.
And I am grateful for the opportunity. I am the Eye of Night, but you, I think, have come to be her sword. Until we see each other once again under her veil.
Farewell till then.
Okay. Not really sure what to make of that conversation, but sure. Okay, we can gift to Charon here. Honestly, I think we will.
Would you indulge me for a moment, boatman? If we're to restore the old order around here, I was thinking why not start like this? Wait, are you certain there's no charge for this?
Gold Purse, I think, is the same name as his keepsake from Hades 1, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same thing, but we can check it out in just a little bit. He just shush us?
Yes, Lord Charon. You'll have what gold I may find, as I require what supplies you may spare.
Alright.
A shipment's arrived.
Okay, this is in. And that's big, because that's 8 moon dust, which is a ton. We can use that for additional upgrades. It did take a lot of time for the shipment to come in, but with 2 Charon cards, I mean, we could afford Ashes or Psyche, or we could deliberately wait a little bit longer until we stockpile 1 or 2 more and get some of the bigger stuff, and it might be worth doing that, to be honest. Now, we did not get... Oh, and that's the other thing. Man, remember way back in Erebus, we had non-stop Psyche, Ashes, Bones, rooms that just would not give us rewards that affected the current run, which was also frustrating, because get a boon out of, almost any of those, or a max health upgrade out of any of those, and suddenly we aren't using the Death Defiance on that mini-boss encounter in the Fields of Mourning, and it's just all these domino effects where, honestly, one more thing working in our favor was perhaps all it would have taken. So that's a little frustrating, thinking about what could have been in a bunch of different ways. But, I mean, it means we're getting closer, and it is certainly possible to recreate many of the things that we saw in that previous run. The Aphrodite boon for the attack, and hopefully the freeze from Demeter. It's just that getting it up to such a high, the Aphrodite attack up to such a high level and rank, that combination is very difficult. So that is what feels in particular like we missed our chance. So we'll see, of course. Don't think we need to focus on purchasing there, at least not until we check what we can do with our existing moon dust that we just picked up.
Strictly business between you and Lord Charon, isn't it? Never seen you speak, except about his wares. At least you're providing him with gold.
You might technically have a brother, but you don't know what it's like having one around. Charon doesn't like to talk. I respect that.
Charon is her brother.
Truly. He never seems to mind speaking with me in his way.
Maybe it's 'cause you're special.
Oh.
Headmistress is away.
Okay. Oh, well, Hecate is gone. Let's see what we can cook up here.
Cauldron.
Okay, we could get this. However, before we cash that in, let's pick up our bazillion nightshades, which is not a high rarity item. However, it is, I thought, something we needed a lot of to finish one of these. Gain the ability to sprint into any lone shades you encounter to turn them against your foes. I don't know how practical that is, but it sounds hilarious. So I am interested in activating that. This is the one to gain access upstairs. Let's just check. What does it cost? We could basically, as long as we don't spend ashes, we could always afford that. So we could do this. This might... we're close to being able to afford a grasp upgrade. This might make it so we no longer can, but if so, we'll go purchase some stuff from the wretched broker.
For you. It is done.
Okay. So I'm intrigued by that.
Nemesis has been in an especially foul mood of late. Anything I should know about?
I mean, is she ever in a good mood?
I was going to ask you the same. She sought my task, but that's nothing new. Though she's been clashing with Headmistress more and more.
I'll be honest, I mean, Nemesis seems to have basically no redeeming qualities.
Shame it's been this way. Personally, I'd rather have divine retribution with me than against. I reckon you can't just smooth things over with her, can you?
Then again, she is divine retribution, so, maybe by definition, it's kind of hard to have her on your side, being nice to you.
I have my doubts.
Okay, there was also the whole part where everyone was rejecting us when we tried to invite them to the baths.
I shouldn't.
Oh, okay. So I still don't know what it takes to actually be able to do that. Perhaps we need to finish our first successful run. Maybe we need to go to the surface first. Just want to check what types of things we might want to prioritize crafting. What is this? Huh? Oh, those are things we've already gotten, right? Sounds like Moros can appear again? He's already here. That seems odd. Alright, so there is one thing that costs 1 nightshade, but otherwise, not really seeing many things that require specific resources, so I think we just... Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I think we just throw in the most, or the rarest stuff.
Oh, what have we there?
Since presumably it has the most potential to help us long term. Then I guess wheat would be next.
You'll flourish here.
Oh, what? Huh? Were you not over there before? Also, no one has been next to Hypnos previously. Are you about to help us wake him up?
How strange to be encountering this brother of mine here. So then he truly hasn't stirred at all?
Not once. Headmistress Hecate says Hypnos was already fast asleep when she recovered him from my father's house. You never visited him there before?
It wasn't my place. We each come from big families, don't we? Odd families. You know how it is.
I'm beginning to, yes.
Okay, so no, it does not appear as though he is about to wake up. Let's head over here, because if we don't unlock any new things, we could upgrade or unlock the thing that allows us to go upward. Oh.
You're beginning to fill out that keepsake storage case, young one. Fine work, yet I must caution you not to collect just for collecting's sake.
The act of giving is its own intangible reward. Nectar sours when it's offered with impure intent.
We'll have a pure intent on my old training grounds.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, now I think the question becomes, you know, are we trying to make a few more upgrades to improve our chances of going down and putting that last finishing touch or two on that allows us to actually defeat Kronos for the first time? Or do we say, alright, we can always come back to that later on, let's start going up so that we can get a little more variety. Before we do that, let's upgrade some things, because we now have a lot of moon dust to work with. We don't have any bronze. We did get the extra healing before that previous run. We could do that, but I feel like we go for stuff that costs more to begin with. Like, maybe this? Maybe that? Well, that only costs 2, but... like, this is very expensive. The extra 50 coins, but that is certainly useful. That just makes it that much easier to be more aggressive with the shops or be more comfortable getting things from the mini shops in addition to the normal shops and not running out of cash. So I'm kind of leaning toward that, to be honest. Well, we have marble. We have a lot of marble. So if we get the moon dust to do this, then it is possible to start with 300 gold, and at that point, that's a lot. So maybe 50 doesn't make that big of a difference, although I would argue it might. But certainly 100 extra starting gold makes a pretty huge difference. So if we have 2 extra moon dust to spare, not quite enough to do this, although I feel like that might be the next most significant one. Either that or that costs 3. Let's go pick up 1 more. We'll nab this. And that way, you know, if we do find ourselves trying to recreate the same type of build that we did in that previous run, then even without the keepsakes, we still have a chance to get decent value. You know, we have a decent chance of getting at least rares. Because, you know, we started off with a rare attack boon, but we were fortunate because we got that rare crop early enough that we were able to...
I see it now.
Oh, and that fabric is something we have a lot of as well, so that could certainly be something we could upgrade once again as well, once we get the moon dust. But, yeah, so it means that now we can get up to rarity more reliably without having to rely on the beautiful mirror, or getting a lucky rare crop from Demeter that happens to pick the correct boon to increase the rarity of. Oh, wait, hold on, let's just double check this. Okay, so yes, this is what I expected. It's Charon's keepsake that we just picked up. It's the gold purse. It gives us more gold when we get it, or when we take it. The thing that I like about this is that it is very good for just a short little spurt. If, for example, you start off with Arachne's Silken Sash for the first floor to get some armor, or maybe you use one of the boon-related keepsakes so that you can start setting up a run with the types of boons that you like, and then you have the types of boons you want. It's too late to be getting value from the armor consistently, but it's maybe a little early to throw on the luckier tooth. Say, Fields of Mourning. Throw on the golden purse, you get the 100 coins, or if we get this ranked up, then even more than that, and it makes it easier for you to, once again, be more aggressive from either the mini shops or the full-blown shops, and even once you take away this keepsake, replace it with something else, it's not like you then lose that 100 coins. You know, that stays. So it's basically just an extra 100 coins, eventually 150, 200, I would assume, once it ranks up a couple times, and that starts to become pretty significant for the same reason we were saying it helps to have the extra coins starting off from the Arcana cards. Let's just double check here. We have exactly enough Psyche to do this. I think it does cost Psyche to get the upgrade, or unlock the stuff that opens access to the surface. So basically, do we do this and commit ourselves to going at least one more time down lower? Or do we say, alright, we'll hold off on this for now, we'll purchase the stuff that unlocks the path upwards, and we'll do that? I mean, we were so close last time that I feel like it might make sense to give it one more shot. Or, I mean, maybe it'll end up being with a different weapon, because I think there is a different weapon that has the bone bonus, and maybe in the interest of not doing the blades every single time, we should switch it up. But let's do this. I think long-term that is obviously in our interest, and it means that we now have actually two grasp to spare now. So this is the tricky part. We can't activate more than 2 cards with the same amount of magic, and we already have 2 that cost 1. We already have 2 that cost 2. We have 1 that costs 3. So we could exchange 1 that costs 1 for 1 that costs 3. Charge cast has plus 50 power when it detonates. I don't love that. Re-roll location, I mean, that would have been helpful in the previous run where we got a bunch of bad rewards. Could have changed some of the Zeus boons or Hestia boons into Demeter. So, is it worth losing the 5% sprint speed in the immediate dash? Maybe it is. I mean, I do like that. But I also very much like this. We've upgraded it a lot. So, if we do that, I think that still works. So we have only 1 thing that costs 1, 2 things that cost 2, 2 things that cost 3, 1 thing that costs 4, 2 things that cost 5. I think we're okay. This is still active. This doesn't have any criteria we need. Okay. So yeah, not that I'm the biggest fan of this, but it does help consistency, and that was what we were lacking in that previous run. So if ever there was a time when could have been useful, that previous run perhaps demonstrates it pretty well. Alright, so as I was saying, we might end up switching up weapons. We could still purchase the Psyche from the Wretched Broker to be able to afford the crafting materials to unlock access to the surface, but I think we might go 1 more downward, because we were just so close with what was, without a doubt, far and away our best build yet. We were just a little unlucky and a little bit sloppy when it came to taking some damage. But with that being said, this is a good place for us to wrap things up. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.